The dining room light was an epic fail, so we're going to turn our attention to the living room light. And for that, we decided to go with a ceiling fan instead. We didn't really find another light that we liked for the dining room from Lowe's, but we did find this ceiling fan. So we're going to go ahead and install this. Something to keep in mind with ceiling fans is sometimes you can hook the motor up separate from the light. In this particular one, it's just a simple 2-wire. It's nothing crazy. So there's only going to be these 2 connections. If it was able to be hooked up separately, there would be another set of these and you would just hook them together, the black and black and the white to white. But this particular one only has one, and then the light connects to the underside right there. These are the fans. They are like most ceiling fans. You can reverse them. We're going to have that side. This particular, because it is a single wire or a single hookup, everything is controlled with a remote. So that's pretty much why it only has one hookup. If most of them that don't have those, which I think for the most part nowadays, they all come with remotes as an option. This is how it's going to be. This is a Harbor Breeze. Again, got it from Lowe's. And this actually came with the light bulbs. The only thing I believe we are going to need is a screwdriver and a pair of wire cutters. Comes with everything you need to install it. Hardware, new wire nuts, but we're going to probably reuse the wire nuts that are already up in the ceiling for the existing light. Comes with a 6-inch drop. You can buy additional drops all the way to for like 15-foot ceilings on down, whatever it is. But this is just a 6-inch basic setup. Very easy to install, and that's what we're going to go over with. And let's get into that right now. Okay, so the very first thing you have to do is cut the power, which is why the light isn't on. Thankfully, I have some exterior lights hooked up to another room with a lead cord, which is illuminating my workspace. So just flip the breaker. We found out which one it was ahead of time. And now we just have to remove the existing light fixture, which is pretty simple. This actually has some hand knobs. There's 3 of them. Back them out, nice and simple. Drop it down. Yay, 2 light bulbs. Set the globe off to a spot where you're not going to break it. And I'm just going to go ahead and remove these LED bulbs. Save them, use them for something else. And now we are going to get to the spot where you realize they only used 1 screw to hold your light in. That's it. That's all that was holding it in. Anything to cut corners, I tell you. Okay, now we're just going to move these out of the way. Now with this particular one, there is an additional switch over on the wall, which is set up for to run the motor for a fan on its own. We're not using that, which is good because I want to actually use the second switch to power some pod lights, which we're going to end up putting in, not today, eventually. But this is set up for it. All we're going to worry about are these right here. First things first, disconnect the ground. That doesn't want to. Okay, pay attention to what was attached to what. Remember, our black was going to this red wire, white to white, and this is the ground. So that's what we're going to do when we put the new ceiling fan up. First thing it says to do is to cut about 8 inches. Now we know this is 6 inches. We're just going to go a little farther. We're going to cut it right about there. Strip it back a little bit. Nope, it's not 12. Now normally you're going to use the same screw that you took out of the box up there, but since they only put one in, I went out to the garage, found two, very similar in size. If not, you can just go to the hardware store and pick them up if you need to, and flatheads. So it's going to work perfectly fine. So we're going to install this mount power drill will come in handy here, but I forgot to bring one in with me. I'm gonna go get one. Don't grab its battery, stupid. Yeah, good and tight. Good and tight. Cool beans, dude. Okay. Okay, so basically up to this part, it's all pretty straightforward. Just follow the instructions step by step to get to this point. Back in the day, I remember you used to have somebody hold that, or you have to set it on a ladder. Now they have, with the new way they do it, you can actually put it up there after you put the mounting bracket up. So that's really nice, very, very nice. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna basically connect the wires, which is the easy part. Remember, like I said, pay attention to what you disconnected. We're gonna take the white, and that did not work. Okay, white to white. Black to red. Or black to black if you don't have a red. And we're going to take this ground, and this ground. Oh, darn it. Let's try it again. It's getting warm up here. I just like to give it a little tight, nice little tug just to make sure it's all good. Then you can just move these off. Push them up out of the way. Now there you go. Your electrical portion of the product is installed. Next thing is to take this. I'm gonna have to probably loosen that up a little bit because I got it a little too tight to the ceiling and I can't get that to spin. All right, we have the technology, we can do this. See how this swivels? Helps with vibrations and stuff. Oh, that's fun. There we go. Just a little bit. I'll tighten that up. Okay, so I basically got myself a nice little assembly line set up here. For the next part, I'm going to show you how to do this on one of them. Pretty straightforward, simple, easy. We're not going to go through each and every individual one of them. Get your screws and your washers. I put them in the globe from the old one. Just find a bowl or something to put them in, just so you don't lose them. Grab your blade. You're going to grab yourself a blade mount, and you want to figure out which side you're going to have. Is this going to be facing the ceiling, or is this going to face the ceiling? In other words, is this going to be facing the ground, or is this going to be facing the ground? So we are actually wanting to use this side, so this is the side that's actually going to be facing down. So when it comes to your bracket, the nice side is going to be facing down because that's what you're going to be looking at when you look up. The ugly side is going to be facing up. These are the two mounts where it's going to go on to the motor. These are the three mounts where it mounts to the blade. You're going to mount this from the underside of the blade. So if this is your side that's facing down, the nice side you want to look at, this is going to nice side down, nice side down. They're both nice sides, but at all preference. You're going to line up just like that. And then you're going to take a washer, screw, put it on. Install it loosely until you get the other ones in, and then you can tighten them down. Washer, screw, washer, screw, You don't want to go too tight, you just want enough to hold it. I mean, this is like a rubber style washer, so it's going to grip and it's not going to allow the screw to back out, and it's going to help with vibration. So that's all there is to it. I'm going to go ahead and finish up these. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the blades onto the motor. And if you look right here, there are slots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, which is going to line up perfectly with the blade. The number of blades we have, and these screws are going to line up with holes on the inside. So you need 2 screws, which are provided in the kit, 2 screws, and a Phillips screwdriver. All you got to do is slide this through. Grab a screw, you're going to line up the holes. There's one. Don't tighten it quite yet until you get the second one installed. Sometimes you got to wiggle it a little bit. There. Now we'll tighten it. Okay, so the next step is going to be to install this plate right here. There are 3 screws, well, there was 4 screws up here. Took this one out and loosened these other ones, and those are going to line up just like that. And you take the one you took out, and just go ahead and put that back in there, just like so, and tighten these ones up. Next, we're going to put this up. In order for this to go up, we have to remove one of these 3 screws, because we're going to have 2 of them that slide into here, and then this one here. So let's go ahead and loosen them, 2 of them, and then remove one of them. With those screws removed, we have to make our connections, and these ones are actually really simple. There's no cutting, splicing, none of that stuff. They actually have these quick connects on them, and you're just going to connect white to the white, blue to the blue. They literally just plug in. Come on. There we go. Simple as that. And then I'm going to push that up there. Now we've come to the part of the project where we insert the bulbs. This just lifts up. Boom, just like that. All right, next step, we're going to turn the power back onto the fan, and then we're going to use the remote, see if it all works. So it's a good sign that the light came on when we flipped the breaker back on. So now let's go ahead and test out the remote. If we hit this button, the light should go out. Ooh, nice. Turn it on. I like how it doesn't just poof back on and poof out. It just comes on nice and easy. Let's go ahead and let's hit number 3. This is a 6-speed fan. And it has the option to set a timer for 2 hours, 4 hours, or 8 hours. And you can do the reversing of the blades right here on the remote, which is kind of nice. Yeah. Let's pump this bad boy up to 6 and see what we got. It's moving some air, that's for sure. All right. And that turns it off. Right here, this switch right here is actually hooked up and it's all set to add a fan on its own switch if the fan accepts its own switch. This particular fan does not. So this switch right here works the fan's master power in addition to the remote, so you can work everything with the remote as well. Now, this one is going to do nothing, which is fine because I'm going to end up putting some pod lights in up on the ceiling eventually, just not right now. So there you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you picked up some tips and tricks and stuff to get it installed, and it gives you the confidence to tackle this on your own. If you're not comfortable playing with electricity, by all means, you can hire somebody. There's handymen out there that can do this for you, and that's what they do for a living. It's something you can do on your own. It's very simple, straightforward, and easy to do. Just follow the instructions. The hardest part is hooking up the electrical, which I showed you. Just remember how it came apart. If you have to take a photo of it, take a photo of it, and hook it up the same exact way. That's all there is to it. Whether it's just a simple light or a ceiling fan like this, it's something you can tackle on your own. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope you had a great day, and we'll see you guys next time.